Hello, my name is Mackie, and it is January 14, 10:38 p.m. I'm recording this right now. As you all know, in a couple of days ago, I have reached the incredible goal of 50 subs. And I wanted to thank you and all the persons who have subscribing, who has been scrolling, who has been commented all my shorts, my League of Legends content, and everything else. You just made a happy boy from Port Antonio, Jamaica, 20 Summerstown Road, really happy. This year, I wanted to achieve higher. I want to see how high I can go this year. I want to get 100 subs. Normally, I will be like 60, 70, 80, but no. I decided I need to get 100 subs. And I'm not in a desperation mood or anything. I'm going to be 29 this year. I just want 100 subs so I can just a little bit feel good, of course. So, what am I going to do to chase that feeling and all that stuff this year? Well, as you all know, just around today, I did my very first short reviewing every single region. I did the LCK Cup, I did the LPL, and of course, in a couple of days, the LCP and then the LEC and the CB LOL will be kicking off. And I'm going to try my best, just to try my best, to do at least two shorts. One for the LPL LCK and one for like the CB LOL, LEC, LCP kind of type. Two shorts per day, maybe three if I'm feeling generous, of course, I'm lucky. So you're gonna get that almost every day, and I emphasize the word almost because sometimes I get feel good and I wanted to post. Other times I'm not even feeling great, or I have something else to do, and I just felt like, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. Of course, death of a team. I've already did that with FPX, and every Wednesday at 12 p.m. we'll be covering a team that is no longer in League of Legends, and I'll be diagnosing them based on the statistics, the team lineups, and all the business that's going on. I'm not gonna go too much deep into drama and everything like that. I'm just gonna strictly talk about the history of their teams and how they die and all the kind of stuff. So almost every Wednesday at 12 p.m. on my channel, you get to see a Death of Team story. Next week, of course, we'll be talking about Rogue from the LEC and their incredible rise of winning LEC in 2021, and then their downfall with a little bit of eBay in it. I'm just gonna tell you right now. On Monday, next Monday, we'll be reviewing the games this week. But Akeem, you already did shorts about this week. I know. But I'm going to review it in a really unique way. I am going to do what NHL commentators and pundits do whenever there's an end of game, of course. Or if you want to do a TV show reference, maybe Heated Rivals. Maybe that will be your cup of tea. And I want to do 3 stars. Now, in case many people do not watch hockey as much, let me tell you what 3 stars is. 3 stars are given to the three best players that have performed pretty well on a single game. 1 star being the highest performer, 2 stars kind of like middle of the packet, third is not as great, but still getting recognized, of course. And I wanted to do that for League of Legends, of course. So for if my 1 star is, for example, a Gala Pentakill, of course, I know, little spoiler, but I will give them their 1 star, of course. And then 2nd star, and then 3rd star onwards. And this will be going on for a week. I am not this may be covering all the regions, but maybe I will be covering like which player which 3 players were incredible this week. Like top to bottom, incredible in terms of performance. It's a little bit of statistics, of course, but in terms of performance that I see, is going to be my player of the week. My 3 great players of the week. And we'll go on and go for it. Maybe I'll cover that for MSI, of course. Maybe. And unfortunately, for every great players that we have, we got an egregious one. For anybody who don't know, Timu, one of the most popular and most hated champions in all of League, of course. Lovable cuteness from Vandal City with the yodel and the poison dots and all kinds of stuff. I was going to think Yumi is going to be more poisonous, but I decided, nah, Timu is always the punching bag. And every week we have to nominate one punching bag per split. Instead of getting a Dottie Award and wait for Worlds to do it, we can do a Dottie Award every single week. We call it the Timu of the week, and is given out to the worst performer of the week, or the person who pretty much ints their games and have to rely on other things to like save them, or single-handedly lose in the game. Let me just give you an example. Let me just give you an absolute example. This first week, and I will just shout out my friend Secondary Poro for doing this video, of course. Eamon was not great on the Aphelios gun rotation. And for anybody who don't know the gun rotations about Aphelios, red and white don't fight, green and all this kind of stuff. My League of Legends knowledge is not great. That's for other people to explore. But in terms of gun rotations, it's bad. And then for him to have the gall to do Bloodthirster and Gold Collector and one other item, I mean, Jesus. And it took the game 35 minutes for him to finally figure it out, and KT won that series. By the way, this was 1-1 against D and Supers just today. And his horrible play cost him the series. Now, I would have just say, okay, Akeem, they won the series, that doesn't matter. But unfortunately, for a professional player like him, and it's not just his first time playing the game, he's been playing this for so long. He should know this champion. He should know the build. He should know everything. And unfortunately for him, he will be my team of the week. Yes, in a win, but unfortunately, performing so dastardly bad that it nearly cost the team to win. So even though your team won, I have to put you down as my horrible performance. And there'll be many more horrible performances to come. As for my 3 stars, these are my candidates. We got Gala Yonari's Pentakill in Game 1 at Top Esports, Showmaker's Incredible Blanc in Game 2, and Saburo and Zika's put an absolute dynamite in both Game 1 and 2 versus Weibo and IG. It was a top lane brilliance. And there'll be plenty more of these to come for the next couple of weeks or the next couple of days. And then I'll pick the 3 best performance based on that in terms of stats and the way they play. I may show you videos, of course, but trying to do an LPL video is going to be really hard. An LCK video is easy. Of course, you find it on Twitter. You probably share it and download it, of course. But the LPL videos are like cut and do all the kind of stuff and download it. It's going to be really hard, but I'll try my best to do it. And then on Friday, we are bringing back the flock of news. But, we're going to do something different. We're going to do something a little more business-like. This is probably going to be boring you people, but let me just explain. One of my people named Jordan from the Long Play that I subscribe on YouTube, my sports YouTube channel, is a guy who does a lot of business content, of course, talking about the impact of the business of some athletes and all kinds of stuff around in sports. And I wanted to do that, but I wanted to give my opinions about it. I used to do associated business for 2 years. I sadly did not graduated, of course, because expenses and all kinds of stuff. But I have some kind of knowledge within business, of course. So I wanted to talk about not only the League of Legends news that is in the Rift and all kinds of stuff, but I wanted to talk about League of Legends news outside of it. And there's one website that I wanted to do this dedication. I wanted to do news from the Esports Advocate and my friend James Fudge, who did a Substack, of course, and he's been writing about all the things that are going on in esports, the good, the bad, the Saudis, all this kind of stuff. And he is fighting a tremendous fight, of course, with actually no, not tremendous fight. He's fighting cancer in pretty much. Okay, let me just rephrase it. The guy was battling cancer. The guy managed to do all of this while battling cancer. And on behalf of everybody, Akeem, myself, and everybody, we are praying for you, and we hope that you are feeling better and to do all the work, because you, Richard Lewis, Kevin Hitt, Thorin, all these other great player people are shining the light on what esports is supposed to be about. And I am old enough to know that esports is not just sunshines and happy rainbows and all kinds of stuff, and it's supposed to be like a laid back thing. But we need to expose the corrupted people, we need to expose the lazy people, we need to expose those things so that we as a community can make esports watchable but also enjoyable ourselves. And if I have to pay a penny to only make the esports good, so be it. I can even make a Patreon and actually talk about it, but I don't have a capacity to do it. So this Friday, I'm probably going to be recording on Thursday. This Friday, we'll be talking about all the news that is going on inside of the league, but also outside of the league. Things that impact the League of Legends space. And I want to do CSGO news, but I just want to focus inside the league, inside League of Legends. And I want to do it within around 30 minutes. So if I do this over 30 minutes, yeah, I have to stop there, of course, and I have to end it. So I will do this every 30 minutes per Friday on my YouTube channel. It's a little different from like the David Shynox channel, of course, when you're talking about like his reviews, the pit, and the review. So it's gonna be my own spin, my own little taste, a little bit different. And I know many people are gonna be looking at this and saying, "Okay, Akeem, no way, you cannot just post a news thing and there'll be like 100 people viewing it, or you're not gonna review like a death of a team and there'll be like 20 views." And okay, I don't care. I don't care about viewership or anything. Like many people care about a million views, like Mr. Beast and anything. I just wanted to post something that makes me feel happy and makes me feel proud. And if I slip up and I feel bad, that's fine. That's the way it goes. I have one life that I'm going to live, and I wanted to make sure that I'm going to live my life doing what I love and sharing it all with you. And I got 50 subscribers because of it. And I'm not going to gloat or anything, but I did 50 subscribers because of my hard work, my dedication, and my passion to this. And that's the most important thing. And for this year, of course, I wanted to share my passion even more by trying to get 100 subs on YouTube and 40 follows on TikTok. You know what? Let's just make it crazy. 50 followers on TikTok. There you go. 50 glorious followers on TikTok. I want to get 100 subs, 50 on TikTok. And if we do that, then the sky's the limit. Whatever happens from here on out, the sky will be the limit. So anyways, thank you all for watching. This is a little bit different from what I would always do. This is my kind of like, what am I going to do this year and all kind of stuff. So if you're on the Shorts feed, I will see you all tomorrow for some LCK and then LPL action as we continue, of course. But for all other people, I'll see you guys next time. Please like, comment, subscribe to this channel so we can get 100 subscribers by the end of the year, or maybe by the summer. Who knows? Thank you all for watching. Peace out. Walk good in the Lord. And I'll see you all next time.